Yeah, we're on YouTube, so I can't really go fully in. I don't want to get you
even just in general. You know, if your sense of where
I think it's a spiritual warfare. I think if you look past it, like there's all these organizations like what Bill Gates is doing with the farms. You can look at WEF. You can look at the globalist agenda, everything that we've talked about so far. But overall, I think the way to encompass it is say that it's a spiritual warfare. It's them trying to destroy your soul. And I genuinely believe that the richest people and the people that are implementing everything that's going on, it's satanic. I literally think it's evil. I think these people are controlled by Satan, and that's why they want to remove religion. They don't want us to have families. They want us to be sterile. They don't want us to be in control of ourselves. They don't want us to have they don't want us to be happy. They want us to take antidepressants. I see everything that's going on, everything with the globalist agenda. It's a battle of good versus evil. So when you start to look at it from that lens and how it's a war for your soul, then you start to see through a lot of the programming. But I think it's that serious.
I love that you went there because we did a show the other day about the battle of good versus evil. I think some people thought I was insane because I was just bridging the gap and showing things like, you know, the music industry's embrace of the satanic on stage, Sam Smith, you know, all of these artists are now just openly. They're not trying to hide it. They're saying, here it is, front and center, the glorification of the devil, all of that. And I think there's been something deeply demonic about a lot of policies that seek to control people. I mean, mandates, telling you what you can't have any bodily autonomy. I mean, this is deeply dark stuff going on. So we did cover that. Did that have some role in your conversion to Islam, that you saw what was going on and wanted to find God at a deeper level?
Yeah, I see it as the only logical explanation for how the world exists. There must be a creator, and I think there's one creator, and then how we worship that creator should just be submission to one. And I don't think that we should worship any man. But at the same time, everything that's in the Quran has pretty much manifested in real life, and it fixes all these problems. When it comes to the music programming, like in the Quran, it says that you're not supposed to listen to music. And if you listen to anything on the radio, it's promoting murder, it's promoting promiscuity, whore behavior. It's disgusting. Like, even I was listening to the song by Bruno Mars. Today I don't feel like doing anything. Like, it's just promoting being a lazy piece of...
Right.
I don't want it, nothing at all, nothing. And you're like, yeah, nothing. I want to do nothing.
Right.
All of it, when you start to realize, like, all this music is programming. And the Quran fixes the gender problem, the masculinity problem. It fixes the family problem. And when you don't submit to Allah, you're going to end up submitting to someone else. You're going to end up submitting to the government, which most people do. This is why we are so easily convinced by this, because people like the strong men that you are criticizing for believing this, if they don't have a strong sense of belief, they're going to submit to something, and that most of the time ends up being the government. They're the ones in charge, and that's how you get injected. That's how you take something you don't even know what it is. That's how you listen to everybody. That's how you are controlled constantly by fear. If you are not controlled by something greater than you, something like God, something else is going to substitute that. So even if you have a hard time believing it, if you think it's a book that's written by a man, whatever, it's a choice to make. Would you rather submit to the creator, or would you rather submit to the government? And I would choose the creator.
When you talk about, you know, the darkness that's coming out in terms of policies, in terms of the agenda, the good versus evil, I'm seeing a lot of that manifest on TikTok. I mean, TikTok is a deeply, deeply, deeply dark space. And you see this social contagion where you have a lot of young people who are very lost. Maybe they're not religious. They're not finding that stability in God. Instead, what they're looking and saying, well, I'm lost, I'm upset, I'm hurting, I'm a girl, maybe I'm a boy. Oh, this person said that the answer to this is to mutilate myself. So now let me do that, and then I'll feel better about myself. What do you think about that? What's going on with young people?
That's submission to the woke agenda. They're confused. They're depressed. They're on their phone all day. They're just looking at celebrities, looking at dancing. They look at people more successful who are better looking than them. They get upset. They don't know where to go to. And so then they offer this thing. Some dude will go on a screen, like a trans guy with the beard and makeup. Hey, kids. Cut off your parents, join my Patreon. And then they watch this guy, okay, and he's giving him comfort. He's making them feel good. This he, she, whatever is like luring them in. And now I saw some statistics saying that like 20% of Gen Z doesn't even identify as straight anymore. Like 3% of American high school girls say that they're trans. This is not normal at all. And it has nothing to do with homophobia, transphobia. There's no way that that's possible, that this amount of people are queer, are different, are not even the correct gender that they were born as. So that's become the new religion. Wokeism, feminism, this whole thing has become people's worldview, their ideology. and it's pretty much consumed them. When you go to if you see the protests, like the climate change protests, Black Lives Matter, or these trans protests, these people are like dressed up like dogs and like crawling on the floor, and they're barking and screaming. Like they don't even want to engage in a conversation. They just start screaming, and if you start to question them, they just get upset. You can ask them like, what do you think about Trump or Biden? Trump's racist. Okay, how is he racist? I'm not having this conversation. And they just walk, and they're so mad
no answer
because they're consumed by this ideology. And my whole purpose of my stream is to tell these people that woke ideology was not given to you because they care about you. It wasn't designed to be inclusive, to be more accepting. It wasn't designed out of love. It was designed out of hate, to keep you controlled, to keep you constantly depressed, to keep you poor, to keep you childless, and to keep you as a slave. It was not meant, like they'll use love as like, oh, love wins. They'll use love as a lie because they think that they're doing the right thing. Like, look how inclusive we are. It's not about inclusivity. Actually, those are the most, they always talk about fascism. They're some of the most fascist people.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want free speech. They genuinely want you to be censored. They celebrate. AOC says misinformation should be banned. I'm glad that Tucker got banned because hate speech is bad. They do not want to engage in conversation, which is more fascist than anything that they call fascist.
That's right. I mean, wokeism is a religion unto itself. I mean, liberalism, these people just bow down to the woke because they're missing direction, right? And there are a lot of people in this country who are more than happy to have government tell them what to do. They don't want that autonomy. It's harder to run your own life. You know, you are then responsible for your own actions, for your own decisions, for your own consequences. That's a more difficult path than it is to just lean on mommy and daddy government and say they're going to take care of it. They're going to take care of me. They know best. Oh, I'll trust big pharma, stick whatever in my arm. I'm fine. So there's an increasing number of people that just, I don't know what's happening in terms of the breakdown of the family, really, in terms of the role there. But it could be that, the breakdown of the family is playing a key role in that as well, because they're missing that hardcore parental unit and they're going out into the world feeling lost and afraid. You mentioned feminism. I want to get to, you became famous, I guess we could say, in this space talking about traditional gender roles.
I've been talking about that since like 2015.
I saw a video of you today, by the way, that you posted where you're like, it's like mini Sneako. You were so young.
I've been doing it for a long time.
You were like, I just got 5,000 subs and you're like a little munchkin. How old were you in that video?
I think I was like 15.
Oh, so
14.
cute. It's like the cutest. Oh my God. It's like little mini Sneako. It's like, I just got 5,000 subs and I know I should. Very, very.
I've been at it for a long time.
You have been at it for a long time. And you've been deplatformed on YouTube, and where else? Who else?
Twitch, TikTok, Twitter. Got the Twitter back thanks to Elon.